Hi everyone, good morning. Victoria Waco, Mrs. New York American, and WWE fan. So let's talk about what happened on Raw last night. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the why did they do that? So we opened up the night with a great promo. I mean, amazing, because you had one of the greats in there. So we had John Cena come out. He did a whole thing about being world champion and the last great one and blah 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 blah. You know, the whole shtick that he's been doing. I looked at my husband at one point and I'm like, I feel like he thinks he's playing like Shakespeare. Like there's just like this weird, I don't know, it's becoming a little odd and obnoxious because it feels like he's playing a part. And I think that's why it's so easy to still like him. I think that's why it's so easy to still do like this, like the Cena whatever chant because let's go Cena chant because it feels like a character that he's putting on. And to the point where it feels like he thinks he's playing Shakespeare. Personal opinion, there you go. Of course, the promo was made amazing. We had CM Punk out. So what I will say about the CM Punk thing was it was great. I mean, he's just great in the mic. CM Punk is just that guy. He's that dude. My one issue that I wrote down was that they're still really trying to get this the people over, but not like The Rock the people. It's like I'm here for them. And they've done this with Cody, they've done this with Randy, and now they're doing with Punk. It felt a little forced. It feels just a little weird. I get the point of it, right? I get the point that you're trying to ruin. I don't know. I think that is the hard part for me with this entire run. Is I personally feel like the basis of why Cena is turned heel doesn't really make sense. I will say kudos to CM Punk because I think some of the greatest jabs he got in was about the final boss. I thought that was great. I think he's the only person lately because this whole freaking heel turn was messed up by you know who to really point out who's to blame. So yeah, kudos to him for doing that. Overall, great promo. Like I said, I just feel like the people thing is forced with everyone who uses it. I feel like the most successful one was Cody, because it's so based on who he is as a character and his story and finishing it and all that kind of stuff. We started the Queen and King of the Ring tournament. Y'all know I'm going to play about the Queen of the Ring tournament. Rhea lost. Now they have beat her on Saturday night and now Monday night. And I can't tell you the last time she's won a match. This is a problem. This is how you deflate your top star, in my humble opinion. Again, I think their theory is that she doesn't need these wins, she doesn't need these titles, she doesn't need these things because she's such a big star. But she just, I don't know. It bothered me. You should know. Liked the whole thing with Roxanne though. Like how that moved that story ahead. Very much so. And I can't wait for the breakup of Dom Dom and Liv Liv. King of the Ring, no surprise. It was good, but I wasn't it made sense. Very cool end of it. Very cool, interesting, intricate. Liked LA Knight coming out. Thought that was really cool. They're really mixing up the two groups a lot. LA Knight was on this. John Cena's been freaking everywhere. There's been a lot of mixing of the talent pools. So curious what that means going ahead. Are we going to get an actual draft again? Or what's going on? But very excited. That was my highlight of that men's match. All right, other things that happened on the show before we get to the main event, and I freaked out. Nikki Bella is back. Very exciting. Interesting because my husband has no clue who she is. To be fair, I didn't watch wrestling in the heyday of Nikki Bella, but I watched Total Divas, so I know who she is and everything else that has happened. So, excited for her. Her and Liv are going to be feuding. I think that's a great feud for them. Great promos. Was shocked that Liv did go there about her divorce that just happened, but I mean, like, I don't know, we're all thinking it, right? Like, I legitimately thought when they announced she was coming back, I'm like, yeah, she needs to make some money. She just like had to shell out a ton of cash to this guy. Like from a practical end, I'd come back too. um Now, R-Truth set, or Ron Killings, as we're now calling him. I feel like we will go back and forth. They go back and forth because his T-shirt says Ron Killings, and then on the slide for social it said R-Truth. So they are even going back and forth. Again, all I have to say is this man's dedication to cut his own hair off to make this promo as amazing as it was. Like, this is why you keep him. This is why he deserves to get paid. This is it. And also I can say, I love R-Truth. I love the character of R-Truth. I love the comedy of R-Truth. What I can tell you about Ron Killings as a performer is he will take anything you give him and he will make it into something great. So, like, am I a little like, what are they doing here? Absolutely. Do I 100% trust the ball in his hand? Absolutely also. So that is my opinion. It was a great promo. The hair cutting was shocking. And yeah, I am ready for this ride with Ron Killings to see where we go next with this morphing character, R-Truth, Ron Killings. Like, what's that all going to be? I said I will miss him mixing up people in the back. That was like one of the joys of my life. Chad Gable was in a match. I don't really care about Chad Gable. I think they could get rid of the Creed brothers, quite honestly. Again, if you wanted to save money, I can give you a list other than Ron Killings, as I've been saying. Okay, let's talk about the main event. I have thoughts. I have lots of thoughts. So this match was kind of pre-set up even before Money in the Bank. This is set up even before, like, it was like 2 people ago. Like, before he even faced Logan Paul, this was like, this is who you're gonna, like, whoever wins is gonna face this guy. Right? So, one, that's kind of convoluted to me. Because, like, I got here tonight, and yes, they have been mentioning he has to wrestle on Monday. He has to wrestle on Monday. But, like, it still didn't register completely. And then when it was going to be Gunther, honestly, my husband's like, I'm going to bed. I'm tired of seeing Jay and Gunther fight. As is everyone. But this is what was not the outcome I personally wanted. And so tell me what outcome you wanted, because I'm curious your thoughts on this. Because my whole thing is, why did we spend all this freaking time and energy on Jay to then give it back to Gunther, who people were annoyed of having the title? Like, I'm not looking forward to another Gunther run whatsoever. Seemed like a waste. Maybe this is like the only rationale I have for this, like, story-wise, I could see happening. It's one, is Jay gonna turn into a bad guy? Which doesn't make sense to me. You need him as a top babyface, because, you know, like, obviously he's given to everyone else. He gave on Monday night, he gave on Friday night, he gave on Saturday to help others, and then, like, all that, and then he loses his thing, right? Because he gave himself too much to other things too much. Right? I could see that argument, but I don't see why he needs to be a heel. So that kind of, like, falls flat. So then you have that storyline, then, like, who does he blame? Cody? He's gonna feud with Cody? Like, why? Like, I mean, yeah, I'm just very confused, because what do we get for Jay out of this? I don't get that. Also, I will say, like, I feel like, again, we might be falling into the Rhea Ripley trap of, you're so over, you don't need the title. I feel like that's how they're treating Cody. I feel like that's not how they're treating Jay. I feel like that's how they treat LA Knight. I feel like that's how they treat Rhea Ripley. And at some point, people get really annoyed with that. People being me. So those are my thoughts on that main event. I don't know why I stayed up for it. Quite honestly, show went to bed with my husband. And yeah, I'm probably still just kind of grumpy about it, quite honestly. So you give me your thoughts. What do you think? What am I missing in that storyline? What am I missing that will happen? Let's talk in the comments, and I'll see y'all back on Saturday morning.